Hey Gemini, welcome to my channel. This is going to be for love and general reading for the mid to the end of February. Let's go ahead and pull your 3 cards. This Gemini video is for Sun, Moon, and Rising. All private information for private readings are going to be in the description box and the comment box below. I am moving towards the end of the month, guys, so bear with me. If you email me, I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. So basically, Gemini, the 3 first cards I pulled for you guys is the 2 of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So I definitely see here that there is definitely something to do with wanting to put your energy and time into work as well as love, okay? There definitely is a battle here for your attention, Gemini. I definitely recommend for you guys to also watch your Rising and Moon video. So basically, 2 of Wands talks about 2 different paths, 2 different decisions, sometimes can also talk about 2 different people. So I do feel strongly here with the 8 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, Gemini, that there is a very studious kind of energy to you this month, okay? Closing off February, there's definitely some energy here of wanting to focus on yourself, kind of put the pedal to the metal. I even see a lot of you Geminis want to also go on vacation or kind of want to be alone by yourself, you know, near beaches, you know, like I'm getting Hawaii, I'm getting Bahamas. Like I see a lot of you Geminis are wanting to kind of get away from the kind of busy kind of atmosphere. And I always say with the 2 of Wands cards sometimes that, you know, the 2 of Wands in this illustration can talk about 2 different directions, but a lot of the times the 2 of Wands can also talk about going on your own path, going on your own journey, not even looking at the 2 traditional options and making up your own kind of option, you know, concocting your own kind of escape and your own kind of solution. So basically the 2 of Wands energy for you Gemini is also telling me that you kind of want to go on your own path here, and maybe people at work, maybe relatives, your parents around you are wanting you to kind of spring into action and do XYZ, but I feel like a lot of you Geminis don't want to do that, okay? With the 8 of Pentacles over here, a lot of you Geminis rather focus on yourself, you rather kind of do your own thing and not really listen to all the noise around you, okay? So this is general and love, so I always start with general and then go right into love. So let's go ahead and pull your cards for love, Gemini. Maybe towards the end, I will do a card for single, engaged, and married. Whatever I feel like going with here, I'm just going to go ahead and do. So far we have a lot of air element cards. You Gemini are an air sign, as well as Libra and Aquarius. So that's automatically showing right here. So we have the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. Distant past is the 5 of Cups, okay? Let's go ahead and pull extra cards here. The Tower is in your recent past. Crowning energy is the 9 of Cups. Immediate future is 2 of Swords. And your last 4 cards, Gemini, the Emperor, the Aries card, okay? Fire energy come in here. Immediate future is a 2 of Swords. So I definitely do, so we're seeing a pattern here, okay? Earlier we pulled the 2 of Wands, and now we're pulling the 2 of Swords. So there's definitely some energy here, Gemini, with having to kind of pick 2 things. That's definitely going on here. Queen of Swords is in your environment. And the last 2 cards are Princess of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. Bonus card, 10 of Swords. So I am getting a lot of energy here around needing to make a decision. And what's so interesting for you Geminis is that below you have the Tower card, and then above you have the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is a water element suit card. The Nine of Cups can talk about the wish come true, wish granted onto you. A lot of cup cards can also include Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, the 3 water signs. So basically, this definitely could be revolving around a water sign. So if you're connecting with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or somebody who holds those characteristics, that will definitely connect with you. Now, what's so interesting here as well, Gemini, is that in your environment, you have a very independent card. Now, the Queen of Swords a lot of times can be quite harsh what they say. But at the same time, the Queen of Swords can be very, very giving with their energy. They can be very, very nurturing, okay? So I do get the feeling here that you Geminis are having to basically wait around for somebody to get their act together, because you have the Two of Swords over here, you have the Four of Swords over here, distant and recent past, Five of Cups, Nine of Cups. So I do get the feeling that this person every so often does make you very, very happy. If this is not a romantic relationship, this also could be a coworker I see who maybe sometimes takes your hours or gets you, you know, food, or kind of like just somehow makes you feel good about yourself and helps you throughout the day. But there definitely is going to be some kind of end of rope here, because the Emperor card here, number 4 Aries, and the Ten of Swords really gives me the energy, Gemini, of basically needing to take the direction of maybe finishing something off. Even though something's quite difficult for you, I get the feeling here that something needs to kind of be put to a rest. Now, in your hopes and fears, you have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is really the card of battling, you know, rivalry. And I feel like that's kind of overshadowing you right now, okay? You do have quite a lot of responsibilities, okay? Princess of Pentacles. So you are quite busy. You have a lot of things going on. So while you're trying to get all these things under wraps, you're over here trying to be positive, you're over here trying to be independent, do what you gotta do. But at the same time, I do get the feeling that you're waiting around for somebody. Now, what's overlapping the Eight of Swords, which talks about, you know, self-doubt, basically. This card always talks about self-doubt, self-entrapment, you know, not wanting to really move, being kind of afraid to take the first step. You have crossing at the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords talks about needing to take a break, needing to kind of step back from something and look at it differently, feel differently about something, and trying to also meditate through what you're going through and to find a solution to what you're going through. So I do feel strongly here, Gemini, that this definitely could be in regards to wanting to take a step back, but at the same time, it's like I see kind of like a wave here where at some point you're over it, then you're back in it, then you're over it again. So this is kind of like a consistent trend. So what I do want to say is that you have a Tower card here, number 16, and then you have the Ten of Swords. So of course, I'm a very positive person. I don't want to be negative at all, but I do get the feeling here that something's going to be very life-changing for you, okay? Because I definitely feel like a lot of you Geminis don't want to deal with this anymore. You don't want to go through a battle. So once again, this definitely could be work-related, where you feel like you're competing with somebody else for a job and maybe even a raise or promotion, and you're kind of tired of like having to fight for something. And I feel like that's what's pulling you Geminis back in, okay? That's why a lot of you Geminis are trying to go on vacation or are not go on social media. It's things like that where you're trying to kind of pull yourself back because you're tired of the runaround. So I'm going to go ahead and do a customized love spread. And I just want to see what patterns you guys are going through, what's going on right now, and what you can expect for mid to end of February. For love, Gemini. Okay. Got 2 cards here. Page of Wands, High Priestess. So absolutely, when it comes to either changing a job or trying to get back in the workforce, I'm hearing this is all about timing, Gemini. So I definitely want to say that if you're currently in the Four of Swords energy, which is basically to take a break and kind of take your foot off the gas, they're definitely telling me that's fine, that's okay, that's actually what needs to happen right now. Doesn't mean you stop working altogether. It doesn't mean you have to stop working. You know, it just basically means that if you have to kind of recollect your thoughts, Gemini, and recollect your perspective on things to then make a solution, that's the best way to go about it, because they are saying here that your intuition is telling you certain things, and so don't ignore it. And I feel like a lot of you Geminis will not ignore it, but I'm just saying in general, for those that are not doing that, it's saying don't ignore your intuition. So I did pull a lot of cards in reference to taking a break. So whatever that means to you, Gemini, whatever that means to you. Queen of Pentacles, being practical with money, with energy, with time. Knight of Swords. So definitely when it comes to work, I'm getting with a High Priestess, Knight of Swords. Definitely could be in reference to somebody at work coming to you and saying to you, hey, you know, ease up. Or someone coming to you saying, hey, I'll take over this, I'll take over that, I'll do this for you. Possibly your husband, wife saying, hey, don't worry about that, I'll do that, I'll take care of that. So kind of putting you in the soft spot, not having you and forcing you to go above and beyond. This kind of energy is giving you the space, Gemini, to do what you have to do and then come back to it later on, okay? Last 8 cards, we have a Three of Wands. So once again, I'm getting major vacation energies. I'm getting a lot of energy here with wanting to kind of escape something. So if you find yourself like in a hibernation mode, February going into like early March, the 3rd of March, don't be surprised, because the Three of Wands a lot of times can talk about expansion, but it can also talk about waiting for something to come in. So I definitely feel like a lot of you Geminis are waiting for something to come in that's practical. Okay, you want something practical to come into your life, to come into your arena right now. That's what's going on. Wheel of Fortune, Two of Swords. Okay, so I definitely feel like fate definitely has some kind of tie-in here. Okay, High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Swords. So absolutely, fate has some kind of dealing here, okay? So there definitely is going to be things in February, closing February, that are not in your control, and when you feel like that, I think it's just best to kind of just hold on, you know, formulate your ideas, formulate your conclusions, and then once it's practical, once it's right, once it feels right, then you Geminis will be able to spring into action, okay? And that also does apply to love. I'm hearing about love that also applies to love here, okay? It definitely does. Six of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Wands, the Hangman in reverse. So it's basically saying, Gemini, don't worry, okay? Eventually, you're going to come out of this, eventually. This kind of hibernation, waited out energy is not going to be here forever. You have the Wheel of Fortune proving that. You have the High Priestess also proving that. You have the Knight of Wands proving, Knight of Swords proving that. And you have the Hangman in reverse proving that. But I do want to note here that the Devil card, the Capricorn card, is also in reverse. The Eight of Wands is also in reverse. The Four of Pentacles is upright. So there definitely is an energy around you, Geminis, of wanting to hold on to something, wanting to kind of wait around, okay? These are actually in the same spot next to each other. Below and above. Three of Wands, Four of Pentacles. So when I pulled, like when I did 4 rows of 4 cards, this was right below this card. So there definitely is an energy here of having to wait around. So a lot of energy here is just kind of out of your control, Gemini. Now, on the love front, I'm not getting really any specific messages for some reason. I'm getting a lot about career, a lot about waiting it out. So what's coming through here is that if this is in regards to love, it's saying that some things have to take time, basically. Some things have to take time. So, especially if you're waiting for a marriage, if you're waiting to get married, you're waiting to move in with somebody, you're waiting for somebody to come back around, Nine of Cups, you know, wish granted onto you, then that could be the case here. Give me this card. Six of Swords. So in the distant past, it definitely feels like somebody withdrew from you, Gemini. Somebody just went on their own little path, you know? That's what I get here. And so when it comes to a soulmate, when it comes to a twin flame, yeah, 9 of Swords, anxiety, up at night. So all the cards I'm pulling so far, Gemini, are air. And I do want to know that all these cards that I'm pulling are extremely anxiety prone. So what I do want to say for you guys, what I'm getting with all these messages here is that sometimes space is good. And I don't think I've ever had a reading where I'm saying this, but you know, with these cards I'm pulling in Pacific, Gemini, sometimes space is good. Sometimes getting that break in between being with someone, especially if it's a long-term relationship, sometimes that space is good. And I'm getting the same message for your career and your money and your love life, Gemini. It's like sometimes you have to kind of step back to see the forest and the trees and to really get an understanding of what's going on, you know, to really know where your heart's at and your head's at. Sometimes you have to step away and then come back to it in order to appreciate it. So especially if this person was asking for space or gave you signals of wanting to be away from you, even though you know that the connection is great, and even though you know that you tried your best, you've done all you can, it's saying that there is some kind of like feeling of like regret and loss here. I don't know why that is, but there definitely is some energy here of like regretting something, okay? And that has to do with trust, that has to do with emotions, and that has to do with fatigue. So someone definitely could have just been tired of blow-ups. I'm hearing blow-ups, arguments, but this person's still around you. Yeah, 9 of Wands. So this is definitely a spread, Gemini, of needing to kind of just relax into destiny, basically. Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups. So your card is Ace of Cups. You know, you're looking at the cup and you're staring it down and you're saying, wow, you know, how can I have this wish granted? How can I get what I want? And it's saying through clarity, through communication, you can get what you want. Last 3 cards for love for Gemini. 7 of Cups. So in your environment, you have a lot of options. So even if one person kind of exited stage left, Gemini, they're saying that you still have options. There's still people here that want to possibly date you or even marry you or be with you long term. So look out for that, because Ace of Cups is no joke. Ace of Cups is proposal, marriage, pregnancy, all that good stuff. Hopes and fears, obviously a hope. The Aquarius card, the Star card. So you have good energy here, Gemini. You really, really do. You really, really do. Seriously. Okay, the Death card is your final card. So I think that this represents for you, Gemini, the end of the end of a perspective, the end of a way of thinking about things. I feel like for a lot of you guys, the way you viewed love in the past could have been through rose-colored lenses, and I feel like from this experience, it's going to give you more of a clear understanding. And I feel like this sort of like break is actually going to give you the opportunity to know exactly what you want. So it's like after this period of anxiety and worry is over, it's like a cloud is going to be removed, Gemini, and you're going to be able to see the cup the way it is. And the cup's not going to be, you know, gold if it's plastic, basically. It's not going to be a fake cup. It's not going to be a fake offer. So whatever you go into from here on out, the Scorpio Death card, you're going to be able to triumph that, the Star card. You're going to be able to say, you know what, I have so many options. I have so many cups. And I'm also getting here that through this break, Gemini, it's going to give you an opportunity to look at all your options. So if one option's not working, they're saying, hey, you have 7 other doors open for you that you can easily walk through. So don't forget that, okay? Geminis, this is your video. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye.